okay?
Yeah.
So I'm making a transmission cross member today. This piece is going to slide over this bar in the car. You can get down in there. It's going to slide over like that. And then I'm going to have 2 bars coming off of this with a plate that goes to the transmission mount. Go ahead and weld this real quick. Off. And we'll start welding the 2 bars to this piece. Yeah, I see it.
You made that?
Mm-hmm.
Introducing Beat the Stigma, Ohio's newest game show.
Alright guys, so we are putting the EGT bungs and the headers now. We're getting to the point where we're starting to wire things and starting to run some stuff through the firewall. So we wanted to get these EGT bungs and the headers now. That way we can run our wires to them and then hook it up to the Holley. We're starting to get things laid out in the car. So we've got the Pro 600 down here mounted. It's down there. We've got our Holley Dominator right here. It's gonna sit like this in the car. So we're gonna run all the wires to those two. Should be fairly simple. We've got harnesses for everything. We shouldn't really have to pin a whole lot other than the inputs and outputs for like shock sensors and maybe the dump valves and things like that. But it's coming along. We're gonna end up wiring the car ourselves here at the shop. Stuff fell through with the other shop, and it's gonna be a little bit cheaper for me to just do it myself. So me and Rob are gonna do it here at the shop. Maybe a couple other people might come out and help if we need it, but that's the plan. So. So I also got my drive shaft in today. It fits perfectly. Huge shout out to the guys at Super Duty Truck Parts and Driveline here in Newark, Ohio. They're right off 13. They always hook me up. They got that drive shaft made in literally 2 hours. After Rob dropped it off, BJ texted me, and it was like a couple hours later, he said it was ready. It's insane. And it fits perfect. So huge shout out to them.
Those who built their own financial success know that moving forward requires not just
Alright, so we're out at the shop, finishing up for tonight. We ended up getting a harness for the engine harness. It was pre-made. It's their multi-point fuel injection harness for basic EFI. Fits most applications for EFI when you're doing a Holley install on a car. We got the Pro 600 wired up. Rob did the wiring on it today, and looks really nice. So we're running the Pro 600 box on this car. It's supposed to give us a lot harder spark. 680 millijoules is what it's rated for. For reference, the box in my truck is only good for about 130 millijoules. So almost 6 times the amount of spark energy that my truck has is going in this Nova. We're running the MSD coils. So this harness made it really nice. We came out of the firewall here with this grommet. Everything. We've got our idle air control, which we're not using. TPS. Coolant temp sensor. Got IAT sensor. O2 sensor. MAP sensor. Fuel pressure. Oil pressure. Pretty much everything you need to get it running. All your basics. And then we'll end up running some more wire for all the other sensors, the inputs and outputs. And then obviously running our wiring for our relay board. I ended up going with a Speedwire 14 relay control panel. It's really nice. It plugs in and talks to the switch panel up there. Seems pretty simple, really. Run your powers to the relays. Run all your grounds. Makes for a nice install, hopefully. And the switch panel itself has lights built into the bottom. That's kind of cool. But I've got start, ignition, fuel, fan, water pump, headlights, taillights, trans cooler, then a couple extras. Not gonna need a fuel pump switch or anything like that since we're running a mechanical fuel pump. Pretty basic, really. It's race car stuff. Got our trans cooler. Take a wire from that lug down there on the firewall to go to the starter, and then we've got to make a wire to go from the alternator, and then we've got to run some wire to our EGTs. Once we get the EGT controller in the car, we're running the 2-stage dump valves on this car, so those will be wired in. And we've got some other things like transmission pressure sensor. I don't think we're running a transmission temp gauge, are we? I don't think we got one of those. That might be something we add later on. The wiring definitely isn't something that I've ever been comfortable with. Just never really got into it. Always kind of scared me. But so did welding. And we ended up being pretty decent at that after a while. It just takes a lot of practice, right, Rob?
Yeah.
It can't be, I mean, I can't afford to pay everybody to work on this car like some people do. You know, I don't have an endless budget. So it helps to be able to do some of this stuff on my own. And that's why I got this shop. You know, I couldn't afford to build this car if I had to rely on a bunch of other people to do the fab work and the wiring and everything else that goes with it. I was lucky enough to get this car for a good deal as a roller. I only paid 12 grand for the roller. And I mean, to some people that's a lot, but it's a lot of car for 12 grand as a roller, a 6.0 cert, double frame rail car. Pretty decent deal. We're running Holley's high flow boost solenoids. Run those on the Falcon, had pretty good luck with them. We'll be running CO2 for boost control on this car for now. I don't think we're gonna go through a whole lot of CO2. I don't think it's gonna use a lot because it's gonna make a lot of power on not a whole lot of dome pressure. So it's not like we're cramming 50 pounds of dome pressure to it like the truck to make 30 or 40 pounds of boost. You know, this thing on 10 pounds of boost should go really fast. Big thank you to Rob for helping me with this deal. I mean, you've done a lot, and I couldn't do it without you.
You're welcome, buddy. It's a learning process for both of us on some of the things.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're both learning.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it.
It is neat. Yeah, we've learned a lot, actually. It's crazy on how much we have learned.
Fabrication.
Now down to the wiring stuff.
Plumbing.
And
What to do, what not to do.
yeah,
I mean, when I was building this truck, I really didn't know shit. Like,
yeah.
and some of the stuff on it now, it's like I want to redo that, you know.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
maybe once the new motor and everything's done and we do a bunch of other stuff to it, and we got to have one running for you to race and then Tommy races the Falcon, so we can't have both down at the same time. So once we get this car going and we'll be racing this one, we'll get started on this.
Yeah, it never ends. I mean,
we got some big plans for the truck. Hopefully it all works out the way we want it to. And
it's overwhelming, like how much stuff we got going on and how much we need to get done in a short amount of time. It's just,
I really think that, like, I would say probably over this coming winter, we'll probably end up doing the truck, because we really need to get Tommy's truck in here. It's been sitting long enough. Get Tommy's truck done now that we got some of the fab stuff that we know that we know how to do.
We could probably put like a Terminator on it or something.
Right, because it's just basic blow through.
We don't need shock sensors. We don't need a drive shaft sensor. We don't need half of that stuff. You know, we could probably get a plug and play harness just like this, put it on there.
We could probably do an HP on Tommy's truck, because
we probably don't even need a switch panel. We could probably just leave it run off the key like the Falcon.
Yeah. The only thing that we are going to do different, though, and we're going to do it to the white truck too, is we're actually going to put a kill switch in the truck in case they hang open ever again. We're definitely going to do that. Some type of switch that you can hit to shut the truck off and interrupt the ignition.
Yeah, this car has that now on the switch panel. Plus there's another that comes with it. That big red button. We thought we were going to have the car wired by the same guy that did the plumbing, but it turned out that he had some other obligations first and kind of got busy, and then wound up, he wanted to charge me a little bit more to do the job, and I just couldn't afford it. So we ended up having to do it ourselves. It's just one of them things, and it's going to take us a little bit longer than it would have taken him, I'm sure, but hey, at least I'm saving $3,500. And that was a good deal. I mean, I know a lot of people probably charge more or less, but it's just a lot right now with everything. You know, I just bought a house. I still need to buy a damn tractor to mow my yard.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to bring mine over in my first couple times. So
what do you got?
I got a big zero turn.
Oh, shit. My dog.
Mine's about due to be cut too, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like getting the tractor out right now. It's not even been 70 for...
Yeah, I had the push mower out today, mowing in front of the house, just around the yard.
Rain, dude. My stuff is like just coming up.
Yeah.
And my little dog, she's like, cut the grass, it's a jungle.
My yard isn't getting too bad yet, but around the house it was starting to grow, but like in the backyard it's not that much. It's kind of like clover mostly. Yeah. So it don't really.
It sucks being a homeowner.
I had no idea what I was getting into. But it's better than renting, though. At least I'm not making somebody else rich. Just making a mortgage company rich, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. But at the end of the day, it's your green land once it's paid off.
Yeah, once it's paid off. When I'm 60. Hopefully I can win some races this year. Maybe it'll get paid off a little quicker.
Hopefully win some big races and pay it off and be done. Then we can build a big shop.
Yeah, that's the goal. Build a big shop and have everything on my property, and have cameras everywhere. And sniper security. I think we're gonna close this video out for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry, it's all iPhone video. Tommy's been busy lately, and really, it's kind of hard filming out here when we're still trying to figure everything out and we don't really know what we're doing half the time. And it's like, we don't want to talk to the camera and say something wrong because then we'll get judged by the whole internet. So when it's done, we'll be more confident, but it's like, we've never done this before. You know what I mean? It's just different. So we're still trying to take you guys on the journey of building it with us, but we're not professionals by any means. You know, I'm pretty confident now with my welding and stuff, but as far as wiring and that stuff goes, it's not really fun to video anyways. And like I said, we're still learning. So I guess that's why we haven't made as many videos lately. So, but kind of showed you guys what's going on. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys this weekend at Cincy Street Nights and US 60 for Battle on the Asphalt.
Keep an eye out. Maybe within the next week, you might hear some sound come out of this card finally.
Maybe a week, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. We'll see. Wish us luck. I also want to give a shout out to Devin Vanderhoof. He's got a YouTube channel. He does wiring, mostly Holley FI installs. And he makes some really, really good videos about wiring and all kinds of different stuff. So big shout out to him. Without his videos, we probably wouldn't have had the confidence to even try to tackle this deal. Me and Rob have been watching his videos on repeat for the last week or so, and it's definitely helped a lot. Big shout out to him. Go subscribe to his channel. Pretty funny guy. I like him. I think he's a radio guy, but I still like him anyways. Go check out his channel and go learn some stuff. He's a super smart guy.